Hi VC, Dale, Gatefold 33 back with another video, and this is going to be a response video to a video that Rob Walker put out in the last week or so, where he showed 10 album covers that were illustrated. So really good idea for a video, interesting video, so I thought, oh, let's have a go at that. And just to kind of make it a little bit more testing, I thought I'd try and theme it a bit, so that I was kind of showing records or illustrations that kind of had a bit of a theme. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to show 10 records where the illustration is either of the artist, of the album, or by the artist. And I've got 5 of each, I think. So let's get on with it. First one of my favourite artists, certainly my favourite female artist, Kate Bush. So there is an illustration of Kate there. And just get my notes. I think I know it, but anyway. Yeah, so illustrations on the front and the illustrations on the inside were done by Nick Price. Nick Price was a friend, an artist and a friend of John Carter Bush, Kate's brother. So, and he did some illustrations, certainly illustrations of a number of her early releases, albums and singles. So no Gatefold 33 video would be complete without me mentioning Claypipe Records. So I'll get it out of the way early. So those of you who follow my videos know that I tend to buy everything that Claypipe Records releases. It's run by Frances Castle. She also illustrates all the albums, and this album, The Hardy Tree, the first release on the label 001, originally done on CD, this is a reissue on vinyl, was The Hardy Tree is also the kind of musical outlet of Frances Castle. So she is the artist who made the music and the artist who illustrated the cover to this album, The Fields Lie Sleeping Underneath. It's by The Hardy Tree, Frances Castle. So that's a by. So you've had one of, one by, another of. So this is Vagabonds of the Western World album by Thin Lizzy. So I think this is their 3rd studio album, but the first one that was illustrated by Jim Fitzpatrick, who went on to illustrate several of their albums through the 70s certainly. But this great album is the of Thin Lizzy, or Phil Lynott certainly prominent there at the front, and great illustration, great album. Jim Fitzpatrick, the illustrator. Okay, we now got a by, and this is Joanie Mitchell, and Song to a Seagull is the title of the album, although I think there was an issue, well there certainly was an issue when it was first released, that it was ended up being called Joanie Mitchell because the Song to a Seagull that was written by the birds in the sky there was cropped out, so people didn't realise what the title of the album was, so it ended up being called Joanie Mitchell, I think. But there's the illustration by Joanie Mitchell of. So this is Crystal Jacqueline, A Prayer for the Birds, sort of following on from the birds theme. So Crystal Jacqueline is does solo artist as Crystal Jacqueline, also the lead singer of the Honey Pot. Sort of typically, they are small outfit, put records out on the Mega Dodo label, or certainly have done up till now. And this album came out 2019. I happen to be at so they tend to do a lot of stuff also at the Fruit de Mer gigs, and I was at one in Bristol in 2019 when this album came out. So I got, the reason why I'm showing it mainly is I got Crystal Jacqueline to sign it, but the artist who did the cover, Nikki Dennett, was also at the gig so she signed the album as well. So as we're talking about artwork, this album is signed by the artist and signed by the artist. Was that worth it now? I don't know. Next up, a by the artist, and this painting on the Music for Insomniacs album was painted by Matt Berry, the obviously the performer out. So Matt Berry is an actor, comedian, musician and artist. A bit greedy. Yeah, and I'm a completist on his stuff pretty much, certainly his studio albums. So yeah, so this is an example. He's illustrated other things that he's done, but that's an illustration there. Okay, next is an of, and we've got Tom Waits and The Heart of Saturday Night. There's a Tom Waits there looking like he's had a hard night, and I think this album was painted by or illustrated by Lynn Lascaro, and it's based on the Frank Sinatra Wee Small Hours illustration, so or cover, I think is a homage to it apparently. So yeah, Tom Waits there, illustration of him on The Heart of Saturday Night. Okay, next up is a by, and this is El Goodo, a Welsh kind of psych pop artist. Got a couple of their albums, 2 or 3 out of their albums, really good, really enjoyable. This is called By Order of the Moose, and the front cover illustration there is by Jason Jones, who's the guitarist and singer as well, but he did the front cover illustration for this album. Okay, 2 more to go. So next up is Axis Boulders Love, my beat up original copy of that. And this album was, or the painting on this album, I think came from a sort of, I don't know if photo or whatever, but the painting of this album was done by Roger Law, who is perhaps more famous, or certainly more famous for being the sort of a co-creator of Spitting Image, and quite a renowned artist with lots of work, a big body of work in terms of art. But yeah, he created the Spitting Image series, and was responsible for a lot of the artwork in that. Puppetry, obviously, more than art, I suppose. It's all art. Okay, final one, and this is a by, and this is the Yardbirds album, commonly known as Roger the Engineer, because of this illustration on the front by Chris Drazier in the band of Roger the Engineer. And so yeah, so that's final one by. So there's 10 albums, 5 ofs, 5 buys, all illustrated. So yeah, great idea for a video, Rob. So yeah, cheers everyone, thanks, bye.